Well, developing closer to home, a man is in custody for the murder of a 22-year-old woman in Cobb County. Police say 21-year-old Eugene Louise Jacques is suspected of killing Beauty Couch Wednesday morning, then setting her car on fire.
A world of perfectly lit moments, of choreographed dance steps and the joyful glide of roller skates. 150,000 people following every move, every smile, every new video. They saw the laughter, the talent, the promise. They saw Beauty Cat era. But what if all of that was just a carefully crafted illusion? What if the brightest light was hiding the deepest shadow? This is not a story about a public figure, but a private person. A young woman who was just one semester away from her college degree, who spent her free time teaching dance to children. A woman who, by all accounts, was loving, caring, and had a positive impact on everyone she met. How could a life filled with so much light suddenly go silent? On a quiet Wednesday in Austell, Georgia, a fire department was called to a brush fire. What they found was not a few burnt shrubs, but a car, fully consumed by flames. The owner's name was Beauty Couch. This was not an accident. This was an act of deliberate destruction. And in the woods nearby, police found a body. The body of a young woman. The body of Beauty Cat era. This case reveals a chilling question. A question that should make us all pause. How well do you really know the people in your life? We'll follow the chain of evidence from a burning car to the person closest to the victim. A person who had been a part of her world of smiles and perfect moments. But we'll find out what her family sensed was wrong and what they wish they could have done. Stay with us. We have a story to tell. Welcome to True Crime Footprint, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most terrifying true crime tales. Kindly hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive. Think about the people you trust most. The ones you invite into your home. The ones you share your secrets with. We all believe our world is a safe place, protected by the bonds of love and friendship. But what if the greatest threat doesn't come from a stranger in the dark? What if it comes from the person sharing your light? Have you ever met someone new in a friend or family member's life and felt an instinctual warning? A feeling you couldn't quite explain? Something just felt off. That small, persistent voice telling you to pay attention. It's a feeling that many of us have ignored, hoping our loved ones know best. But what if that feeling is trying to tell us something vital? Something that could save a life? The problem is, we often dismiss those gut feelings. We don't want to cause trouble. We don't want to be wrong. This story is about what happens when those feelings are right. We'll reveal the details of a relationship that seemed so normal on the surface, but had a different, frightening reality underneath. You will hear from Beauty's own family about the signs they saw, the warnings they wish they had acted on. Before we continue, if this story resonates with you, or if you know someone who might benefit from hearing it, please take a moment to hit the like button. Your support helps us share these important stories and bring awareness to the patterns and lessons we can all learn from.
Nothing can fill that space.
No sleep. I see her face all day. I'm able to talk to you now without crying.
But there are little beacons of hope for the Brown family.
See that sun is shining. She's here.
She's Beauty Couch, a sister to Leela and Mario, but to thousands of followers, a champion skater. At only 22 years old, Beauty was found dead Wednesday in the woods here next to her home. Police found the car she was driving engulfed in flames near Lander Street and Joe Jerkins Boulevard, across from these train tracks in Austell.
I felt like my heart was taken.
The family tried to put the pieces together for days until hope came. Cobb County Police announced that 21-year-old Eugene Louise Jacques was arrested in Louisiana. He faces murder, arson, and aggravated assault charges.
I met him. I've known Eugene to be her boyfriend.
I talked to him one time. Bad news.
Beauty is Mario's baby sister. His only regret, that he couldn't protect her.
I felt blame. I felt like I could have been there for her a little bit more. Through it all, I feel like that she was trying to give me answers or trying to give me a sign that something was happening to her.
And now, in that same spot of Beauty's tragedy lays a sign of remembrance. Beauty's family honored her with balloons, flowers, and teddy bears, while disagreeing, as siblings do,
Death penalty.
on their different ideas about justice, that is.
I want him to look in those four walls and see her face. I want him to go to sleep and see her face. I want him to be able to not sleep and feel what we're feeling.
What Leila and Mario do agree on is their mutual call for Eugene to pay for his crimes one way or another.
To Eugene, if he's listening, I want you to remember my face, own up to what you've done, and take it like a man.
Hoping that if he does, Beauty can finally roll in peace.
Long live Beauty. Beauty is her name, and it's gonna ring forever.
Before she became a headline, she was a phenomenon. Her name was Beauty Couch, but online, she was known to over 150,000 people as Beauty Cat Era. Her Instagram was a place of pure joy. She spent her days captivating an audience with her incredible talent, gracefully moving on roller skates, dancing with a skill that was all her own. It was a digital space where she built a community, a place full of positive energy and shared passion. She wasn't just posting videos, she was building a world, one carefully choreographed step at a time. But the life behind the screen was even more meaningful. Beauty was a young woman with a clear path and ambition. She was enrolled at Clayton State University, a semester away from earning her bachelor's degree in psychology. Her dream wasn't fame. It was to become a child psychologist, to use her compassion to help young lives. On top of her studies, she was the director of dance at the Youth Life Center of Arts, where she taught children during the week. On weekends, she worked as a waitress. Every action, every decision, pointed toward a future dedicated to a positive purpose. Beauty's family and friends speak about her with a love that feels unbreakable. Her mother, Kimberly Couch, remembers her as a person who never bothered nobody. She was a friend to everybody. Her sister, Layla Brown, echoed that sentiment, saying she was so lovable, so caring, so fun, and so amazing. Beauty's influence was not just digital, it was real. Her death left a profound loss felt far beyond her immediate circle.
They hurt my baby so bad. My baby didn't deserve this. My baby was a good baby. She was a sweet girl. She never bothered nobody. She never bothered nobody. She was a friend to everybody.
Well, Austell Fire responded to this area for a brush fire, but when they got here, they found Beauty K's car in this ditch completely torched and her body in the trees close by. Now, Cobb County Police Department needs your help solving this crime.
My sister was found in these woods like an animal. She said her car was burnt up and they found her just laying there.
Leila Brown could not hold back her emotions after the death of her sister, social media influencer Beauty K Couch.
I couldn't imagine her being in this situation at all because she's so lovable, so caring, so fun, so amazing. And she impacted a lot of people and she did nothing to anybody for anyone to want to do her like this.
22-year-old Beauty gained notoriety after winning several skating competitions, where she also showcased her dancing skills. According to Cobb County Police, it was only after her car was discovered on fire Wednesday near Joe Jerkins Boulevard and Lander Street in Austell, and police began investigating the blaze that they realized something bigger had occurred.
When they went and spoke to the owner, that's when they discovered that their daughter had not been seen since the previous morning. That's what led them back to the incident location, trying to see if maybe she was nearby. And that's when they found her in the woodline. Detectives had determined, based on the scene investigation, that there is foul play suspected.
And with little leads to solve this crime, Beauty's devastated family is asking for the public's help.
They took my baby last breath. Why would they do that? Why would they do this to my baby? This my baby. This is my baby. They took my heart away from me.
Her final Instagram post was shared just days before her passing. A series of joyful bikini photos, a beautiful reminder of the life she was living, a life full of promise. And then, there was only silence. On Wednesday, August 23rd, at 12:18 p.m., in a quiet part of Austell, Georgia, a fire crew arrived to extinguish what was reported as a small brush fire. Instead, they found a vehicle. The car was not just on fire, it was completely engulfed in flames. When the fire was finally out, the charred remains revealed the make and model. It belonged to Beauty Couch's parents, and she was its primary driver. The discovery of the burning vehicle near Joe Jerkins Boulevard and Landers Street was just the beginning. After the fire department put out the flames, the Austell police were called. They ran the vehicle's registration and traced it to the Couch family home. When they knocked on the door, they were met by Beauty's parents, who delivered a critical piece of information. Beauty hadn't been seen since the previous morning. She was missing. Her car was not just a piece of evidence. It was a desperate signal that something was terribly wrong. This new information changed everything. What was initially a response to a car fire became a search for a missing young woman. Officers went back to the scene of the fire and began a systematic search of the area. They combed the dense wood line that bordered the road. The search didn't last long. In a patch of woods, just a short distance from where her car had been found, police made a gruesome discovery. They found a body. It was Beauty Couch. The Cobb County Police Department's Major Crimes Unit took over the case immediately. The scene was not just a tragedy, it was a homicide. The news hit Beauty's family like a physical blow. Her sister, Layla Brown, shared their heartbreak with a raw honesty that captured the indignity of the crime. She said, "My sister was found in these woods like an animal. They said her car was burned up and they found her just lying there." Her mother, Kimberly Couch, cried out, "They took a part of my heart. I want them to pay for what they did to my baby." The full brutality of the crime was confirmed by the medical examiner. Beauty Couch had been stabbed to death. The murder, the burning of the car, and the concealment of her body in the woods all pointed to a singular, undeniable conclusion. This was a calculated, deliberate act of violence. This wasn't random. Someone had planned this. The question on everyone's mind was not if this was a murder, but who could have done something so monstrous to a person so loved? And perhaps even more frightening, why? As the investigation intensified, police quickly identified a primary person of interest. He wasn't a stranger. He was a familiar face, a person who had been a constant presence in Beauty's life. Her boyfriend, Eugene Louis Jacques. The focus of the case immediately shifted from a search for a stranger to a question of what was happening within Beauty's most intimate relationship. The person who should have been her safe harbor was now at the center of a murder investigation. Beauty's family had always been a close unit. Her brother, Mario Couch, had expressed a deep sense of unease about Louis Jacques. He got a bad vibe about him, a feeling that he couldn't shake. Looking back after the tragedy, Mario carried a heavy weight of regret, wishing he could have been there for her a little bit more. He felt she was trying to give him a sign that something was happening to her before her death. This feeling of a missed warning sign is a burden no one should have to carry. Her sister, Layla Brown, also reflected on the seemingly loving gestures, like buying flowers, and questioned how a relationship could take such a dark turn. With an arrest warrant issued, the chase for justice began. Investigators learned Louis Jacques had fled Georgia. The U.S. Marshals Task Force and the St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office in Louisiana joined forces. On a Friday or Saturday, a manhunt ended in the Slidell area of Louisiana. He was found. St. Tammany Parish Sheriff Randy Smith spoke with a directness that showed their commitment. Let the message be that we do not take kindly to people who think they can commit a crime elsewhere and try to hide in St. Tammany Parish. Following his extradition back to Cobb County, Louis Jacques was indicted on a formidable list of charges. The accusations against him included malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, and arson in the second degree. He was also charged with concealing death of another and tampering with evidence. Each charge directly corresponds to the brutal sequence of events: the act of violence, the burning of the car, and the attempt to hide the body and the evidence. The meticulous list of charges paints a portrait of a calculated, deliberate act. It leaves us with a difficult question. What was happening behind closed doors that led to such a brutal and premeditated crime? And what are the signs that we, as friends and family, often miss until it's too late? Someone you know is in a relationship that feels wrong, a relationship where you have that persistent, uneasy feeling. Please, listen to that feeling. It's not a small thing. It is a vital warning sign. That gut feeling could be trying to protect you. And if you are in a relationship where you feel unsafe, you don't have to carry that burden alone. There are people who want to help. Create a safety plan with a trusted friend or family member. And most importantly, reach out to a domestic violence hotline. They are a resource for help and for hope. You are not alone. The story of Beauty Couch is a testament to a life lived with grace and purpose, and a tragic reminder of the dangers that can exist so close to home. Her death has left a hole in the lives of everyone who knew her. If this story has made an impact on you, or if you believe it could help someone else, please share this video with them. By sharing, we honor Beauty's memory and raise awareness about the warning signs of domestic violence, making sure her story continues to provide a voice for others. Our hearts ache for Beauty's family. Words feel inadequate, but please know you are held in deepest sympathy and prayers. May you find strength and comfort in the memories of Beauty. Thank you for watching, for your attention, and for joining us on this journey of reflection. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you on our next video.